Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Antipod presents the In-Quy'zz-ition.
Wait, we're gonna redo this. We're gonna redo it.
We can't redo it now. It's too late.
Come back.
Okay.
Just like
we're here. No, we're in it. Let's go.
We got it. It's fine. We're good. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Antipod
That's super too.
Clip it.
Yep.
Clip it now.
What are we doing? Three?
Third time's the charm, Dippy. Third time's the charm.
Dippy.
Oh my God! Welcome back to Antipod presents the In-Quy'zz-ition. Yay! Oh my God! I'm actually crying.
Cut it in post.
Oh, it's been so long. It's been so long. It's only been, well, this is actually the first time we've done the episodes in the proper, like, time frame, because the last session was 2 weeks ago, indeed. Oh my God, I'm joined once again by my lovely players. Say hi, lovely players.
Hi, lovely
Hello,
players.
players.
And we are here today to give you another episode of your favorite scrapyard show. So... we have a couple of things to mention, obviously. We have our lovely partners over at tabletopaudio.com, which are providing the audio you're hearing right now. The barren wastes of Squog and its surrounding, well, the barren wastes surrounding Squog are being played for your ears and your eye holes because you're watching us play. Tabletop Audio has plenty of ambient tracks, sound effects, soundboards, and there's more that you can unlock with a non-obligatory Patreon. You can buy merch, you can set it up with a voice assistant. All you have to do if you're using them for a live game is to give them a shout, and that's what we're doing here. Thank you, tabletopaudio.com, for being the music to our maestro. We also have... nothing. That's it.
We have our merch.
We have our own merch.
Our Pride merch going strong over there.
We have our Pride merch 2.0 over on the Teespring. So check the link in the link tree in the description of this of the video on YouTube or in the VOD description now, and you can go there. There's no code there because it's our merch. You have to support us.
I can make a code.
You could make a code.
Ooh.
A one-time code. No.
But stay up to date on the Instagram and check out our merch store every once in a while, because the idea is maybe once a month we'll have some specialty stuff. Next month we might be seeing some workout clothes, some D&D dumbbells and deadlifts.
Mm-hmm.
Also, go check out our other shows.
Absolutely.
Currently, there's a couple shows that are down right now just because some of the people running the stream are having technical difficulties, and so until those fix themselves, expect not to be able to see those. That would be Renatus, and I believe Breaking Character is also having...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So this is the first show on the channel in literally 2 weeks?
A week?
Yeah. I mean, I think...
because we did Dapper D's last Monday, but we didn't do it this past Monday.
Yeah, it's been a rough week for a lot of the scheduling stuff.
Yeah, I had a back injury.
Really, really messed up week.
But I think
7 days of torture. 7 days of bitter.
But I just wanted to make that announcement. Stratton Coffee has come to its end.
Has concluded.
It is
And
no
you'll
longer
never see it anywhere.
Yeah,
so,
and it's done. There's nowhere that you can watch any of it.
Look, if we can get enough people from it, I think we should do like a YouTube talkback episode at some point.
Gosh. Got hit in the face with a Pikachu.
Oh yeah.
But
Staggle.
obviously we do have some things planned for later on for Sunday. So keep your head out, or keep an ear out for that, as everything's being planned on that end. But yeah, some exciting things.
And this coming Monday, we also have our... We didn't do what we really wanted to do. Do you want to do that episode in place of the podcast, or do you want to do the podcast?
What is next episode? The last of the month?
It is.
We'll talk about it after stream.
We can always do the podcast on another day. We could do it on Wednesday since... well, no, we can't do it on Wednesday because I have my shift on Wednesday.
We will... Yeah,
we'll talk about
it out
it.
after. Yeah.
We'll talk about it. So the next episode of Dapper D's is a toss-up between what the last episode was going to be or the podcast. Either way, come by and watch. And be sure to drop by tomorrow for another episode of Crossroads. And with all the vamping and stuff out of the way, why don't we just get into it? Last we left off, we did a little shopping, y'all went to Squog, and you did a little investigating. And that's pretty much it.
Bad investigation.
You know? There wasn't a lot else. It was kind of a chill episode. And I didn't upload it until like 30 minutes ago. So watch for that on YouTube right after you watch this on Twitch. So we pick up in the bar that y'all were, or just out, either in the bar or just outside of the bar that y'all were.
Really quick, as just like
Who's
a quick recap. We got sending stones for Quinlan to be able to talk to his Fae friends.
Yes.
And
That's what it was. Yeah, y'all did sending stones. Yeah.
We got sending stones that is linked to Zog's sending stones, so he might just randomly answer for Quinlan on accident.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how that goes. And then we found a guy who has amethyst dragon bones. All my notes say he has amethyst dragon bones on the top of the hill in a metal dish called the observatory.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So y'all were leaving there and you were headed in that general direction. So we pick up on a pedestrian road in Squog. And the barren wastes no longer really fits because y'all are walking.
That could totally actually be a name of town in this world. Just fuck. I could totally see that being a sign.
Let's see here. Whoop.
Question.
What is your question?
Does amethyst dragon bones, does amethyst denote the type of dragon it comes from or the type of bones they are? Are they dragon bones made of amethyst or are they amethyst dragon bones? Or are they both?
You as a character would not necessarily know about all the different types of dragons. So in your own mind as a character, it could be one or the other.
Okay, great. I just didn't know if that was context that had.
Mm-hmm. And it begins to rain.
That was it. I just want to say, what a smart question of like not something that considered in my brain at all. Like
how my brain works.
Well, your brain's beautiful, Zoe.
It's not, thank you.
Indeed. No, it is.
You should see some of the shit that happens up in here.
As it begins to rain, you look off to the side and see some of the lampposts that are adorning the sides of the streets have a little beam of light kind of like shoots out of them and creates a canopy of energy above the walkways. So beaming from one light post to the other light post and creating a little canopy that you're walking under. You can hear the rain kind of tinking against it like almost as if it were glass. But you are not getting wet. Not wetter than you have to.
I put my hood up regardless.
Mm-hmm. And as you continue to walk, the buildings become more straggled and lesser as you continue to head in this direction because you are headed for a part of the landscape where it's more hilly. And in this general area, your environment has been pockmarked with like ruins and garbage and trash and all this other stuff. In the more naturally hilly areas, bits of the natural landscape expose themselves because the effect of gravity means that some piles will just naturally fall and settle in the dips and valleys, but in all, the slopes reveal the natural color of the earth and the fauna beneath it. But because of the sheer amount, the fauna has turned like brown and gray with death, and the stone underneath exposed is a more is a darker gray, kind of like an igneous rock. Like this land was formed by active, rock, active volcanoes. It's not full obsidian black, but it is a lot darker than, say, limestone. You begin to ascend this hill, and as you turn a corner, you see, kind of nestled in to a little pocket up against, like, just kind of nestled into the hillside, a building. It protrudes from the landscape. It's not built into the side of the hill, but it is purpose-built. And on top of it, a giant radar dish. Looks like it's pointed at a specific spot in the sky, but there are panels of it missing. It looks like there have been holes burred into it or punched through it due to the natural elements, and it's in disrepair. Whatever this thing did, it does not efficiently do it now. And you see minimal activity on the outside as the hustle and bustle of the city itself is left to the confines of the city, and you see only scant few people walking up this path as the natural order of node, straight line from the city dissolves into a natural winding pathway. The last guard that you pass kind of looks to you and says, if you're trying to head up the hill, be very careful. We have an active search party going on up there.
For who?
Not who. What? The Lord of the town lost his calling stone, and we're trying to locate it. If you see anything, let us know.
Is there a reward?
It's the Lord of the town's calling stone. He would probably give us a fair amount if you found it.
But no listed reward. Thank you.
It's an urgent matter. And he, nods your way, and then looks back down to the ground, looking again for this stone. And you know how small. Say that again.
What's the guard's name?
His name is
Kyle.
Ludon.
Ludon?
Ludon. Ludon?
Like the noodles?
Yeah, you could say that.
Like Udon the noodles? But Ludon?
Ludon Noodle.
Because they're nudes?
No, these would
Why
be
are you like
lewds.
this?
Why are you like this?
Listen, have you seen D&D memes Reddit recently?
We don't need to go back into this.
Let's
do not need to talk about that.
Please not bring this up on stream.
Organo is
Anyway,
scarred. He has to make sure
anyway.
we're done with it.
I'm scarred too.
Can I just do a blanket investigation check for this
Sure.
stone?
As you're walking,
Yeah.
you know your calling stone fits about into the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
And if it's just laying on the ground somewhere, you know that they come in a variety of colors, but normally they are just whatever stone it was excavated from. So, what did you get?
I got 18 on the die.
18?
And I don't have anything. So 18, yeah.
Okay. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Dippy, I decided to roll as well.
Go ahead.
I got a 19 on the die. And
Oh.
my investigation is a +7. So
Oh,
26.
Just fucking steal my thunder, Dono.
I'm helping you, all right?
Goblin titties and then roll for him.
Hey, we were
Burk.
going to talk about that.
Can I also, there's a thing that I could do. Can I open up my magic awareness? Within, I think it's 60 feet.
Radius.
And it's just like a detect magic, basically?
Pretty much, yeah. As an action, you can open your awareness to the presence
Sure.
of concentrated magic until the end of your next turn. You know the location of any spell or magical item within 60 feet. of you that
Wow.
isn't behind total cover.
That's pretty good. Yeah, go ahead. You can do that, absolutely. Does that trigger your other thing?
No, it does not.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Okay. Okay, I'll see how I feel about that whenever the duration of that ends. How long is the duration on that?
It says until the end of my next turn.
Oh, so for 6 seconds, you open up your
Pretty
magic
much,
awareness
yeah.
and you have a detect magic in 60 feet of you. Okay, so you look around. You see the magical items that adorn your friends, and the magical items on yourself.
Hey,
And about 50 feet ahead of you, where the path kind of like hairpin curves to go a different direction to continue up the hill, right on the corner of that hairpin curve, you find a little bing, a pinprick of magic, and then your vision like fades out.
Okay.
With your, what was your total, Zog?
18.
18. Okay.
Yeah.
So an 18 with an 18 and a 26, you'll discover some stuff a little later along the path if you're actively looking. But Burk, you notice this as you're just continuing to walk. You can stop at it and examine where it was if you'd like.
I'll do that.
Lying on the ground is a ring.
what did I find?
We'll get to you in a second.
I'll
Okay.
pick the ring up.
Simple gold ring. Doesn't look like there's an inscription. Doesn't look like there's a. It doesn't look like there's an inscription on the outside, but if you look on the inside, you see
Throw it
what
in the
look like
volcano.
initials. What look like initials carved in common.
Okay.
What's your passive insight?
My passive insight.
Yes.
Yeah.
11.
Roll an insight check for me.
We're all level 8 now, right?
What?
No.
Honestly, I was looking at people's XP and I'm like, why am I
Ooh,
like
bold
half
of you
the
to
XP
skip
everybody
2
else?
levels to try and make it
Right?
sound like an even number.
Hey,
I got.
you didn't
I
let
got
him
an
roll
11.
like
You
deception.
got
on
an
that?
11?
I got an 11. Yeah.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
Real insightful.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Could be a
Much.
wedding ring.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's your best guess. All right.
Pocket it.
Anyone talking while they're walking before I move on?
I thought when we left the boat, I wouldn't have to deal with water anymore.
Oh, and by the way, when the lampposts end, the canopy ends. So you were so
Oh,
if you
that's why I
didn't
put my
have
hood on.
yeah, so if you didn't have a way of not getting wet before, you are getting wet.
I'm like fully in my cloak. Like no part of me is out. Maybe like a few
It's
whiskers.
like
and
the
that's
hoodie
it.
is fully cinched, so it's just like
Yeah. Like I'm like
Zog is
don't
Yeah.
Zog is casting minor illusion for an umbrella. It doesn't do anything, but he just likes the aesthetic.
so you're
Wait,
holding an umbrella and
wait.
the water's just passing through.
Wait, can I add to this?
Sure.
Sundial is going to cast Shape Water where the minor illusion is and make it actually seem like it's a real umbrella.
Sundial and
Still
Zog have
not.
done this so many times. Zog thinks this is how the spell works. Like he doesn't have minor illusion. He has summon umbrella.
So the
like,
shape water, I'm gonna say, I love the flavor of this so much. I'm gonna say that this is kind of how it works. You create like a thin shield of water above where it is, and subsequently every other drop that falls into it is just like added to the shield and drips off. So yeah,
It's like that scene in Avatar: The Last Airbender where Katara just goes.
yeah, just
And
creating
creates
a
a-
bubble around
Yeah.
them as they're walking underwater. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, if there is no talking as they were walking, well, there was a little bit. Yeah, go ahead. Britt.
Actually,
What do we find?
I would like to actually show them the ring.
Okay.
Can I cast identify?
found this.
Do you have identify? Then,
Okay.
then you can cast it.
Can I just
You have
see
to
if
hold
the
it for 1 minute.
Wait, don't I have an invite?
Can I
Initials?
just see if the initials are on my arm?
Okay.
Burk, when did you get married?
Okay.
I found it on
You
this.
see,
Wait, who do you hand the ring to? This is
May-
important.
May I see
When you
that?
walk up, who are you like, I found this ring?
I was just like kind of holding it out, but since
Because I gotta touch it to identify it.
He gives
I
it to
do.
Quinlan,
I'll
or he
hand
gives
it to her. I'll
Thank
hand
you.
it to her. Mhm.
all right.
I cast identify.
You hold on to it for
Just
1
like
minute.
lifts out of my hand a little bit from the magic.
Ooh, I like it. The initials on the inside are QG plus
Quinlan Gooseberry? I'm sorry. QG. Someone has engraved it, I guess.
QG and OO.
And, well. Is there an X between them, or is it an and symbol?
Plus.
The plus?
Ooh, it's a cross.
Is anyone good at arithmetic?
I don't know what that is, but I can take a look.
Yeah, you just foil
what's-
it. So like
what's
Q times O, and then
QG
G
times.
O.
Oh, no, plus. It's not a times, it's a plus.
no.
So QG
Oh, it's
plus
Oh,
OO.
Well, then, from my understanding, you just add
yeah, no. A,
accordingly.
B, C, D, E, F. Okay, the first number is 7.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. The first letter is Q.
Your
not
minute
G.
passes.
It does sound
Either a
like
wedding ring or
promise.
This is
a
a
promise ring, and I give it back to
this is a band of vows.
Burk.
Oh,
It's a band of vows.
Only
it
attunable
two?
by one of 2 wearers.
Definitely the second person should take the last person, the first person's name, because then they could be OG.
My
The
dyslexia
only
thought
attunable
they
by
were
one
good.
of 2 wearers.
Oliver Ghetto Fist.
If the
Spit it out!
designated wearer is wearing this ring, they have a
Quinlan,
passive
what's your
health
last name?
regeneration.
Oh.
Zog, you want to get married?
Quinlan, do you have a last name?
Not again.
Okay.
Box.
Oh, it's not a G. All right.
Dang.
Give the ring back.
And
Is that a family name?
Yes.
Flux? How? Quinlan, how did you get that name?
Family name.
Okay. What's the origins of it?
I'm instantly interested.
I don't happen to know, but would have to be my mother would know.
Give me a second. My mom knows a lot of shit, and I call her back.
Oh no, no! We are not calling back Zog's
Yes.
mom.
Wait.
Not this soon.
The rain's interfering with the signal. You can't send this call out.
Oh my god.
Do I
I just get her
have
voicemail.
sending?
I know this is Zoggy calling because he's the only one I know with a cell phone. I don't have mine on me right now.
Hello? Is this thing working? Oh my god.
did
Fucking
Alright,
A.
really
wanna
quick.
check?
Do I recognize the initials of anyone I have tattooed on my arm?
I was gonna
QG and
hand it to
OO?
him.
Yes.
You have
I
a
feel like there
lot
might
of
be-
initials tattooed on your arm.
I feel like there might be a couple OOs. I feel like that might be more
There
common
are.
because
There
people have
are.
alliteration.
There are a
I'm not
couple of OOs.
I'm not gonna lie, Dippy's the type of DM in my mind that would literally have a list of initials and names for Zog's arm. Like, I feel
Dude,
like
I
he would
have
do
a massive one already. Just how many
Oh,
times
really?
I asked this How many times I asked this question? Yeah, I have a pretty big list of initials on his arm.
that. Damn.
My.
You
Also,
have a
this
couple
is the
of
most
OOs?
orc mechanic ever.
but you only have one QG.
Can I do a history check to try to remember them?
You can.
Quality.
That's a natural 20.
Natural 20.
There we go. There we
QG.
go.
QG. Huh. Let me
Sounds like a pretty
think.
cool guy.
Well, I do remember one time I took this elven guard on my boat. He was transferring from one town to another. come to think of it, I dropped him off at AGOTS, so he could have very easily come to Squog. Yeah, I think I know who that guy is. You recall the name Shinsidor Gemsong.
What the hell?
Shinsidor, Q-I-N-S...
I'm about to say, is the Q silent?
Q-I-N-X-I-D-O-R, Shinsidor.
Okay.
Fucking wild name. Love this.
I love that name. Jesus Christ.
Gemsong, G-E-M-S-O-N-G.
I'm gonna name my next child that just to fuck with all of their teachers.
Shinsidor?
I can't have any more kids, but you know.
My next non-existent child in my brain. All right.
Okay.
You say that, and the universe is gonna make something weird happen.
Oh no. So
Don't you put that magic on me, Rhys. Don't you put that on.
Ricky Bobby, you're the one who put that juju out.
Ricky Bobby.
So
Don't be playing that foosball.
Zog, 18. You look on the ground.
Yes.
You see a perfectly round white stone disc.
This will be good for skipping over ponds.
You pick it up. It looks like a medallion, but it's made of stone. Medallions are normally made of like metal or precious gem if there's enough of it.
Yeah.
This is just a stone medallion. Looks like it looks like it has a little imprint of a button in the middle of it.
Oh, I pushed the button.
You put your finger to it, and it like it lights up from the button that you press. It lights up to the outside, and then you hear, "Hey, wait a minute, who's calling? Hey, is it?
Hello?
Hey, who is this?
You called me.
What? No, I didn't. Did I?" And you hear click.
I pushed the button again. I found this on the ground. I found it.
Oh, damn. Bring it back to Emorian.
Where's Emorian?
Emorian. He's the, Scatterbrain probably dropped it on the ground again.
Okay. I'm on my way to do something. Can I do it tomorrow, or is this like really important, needs to be done right now?
I don't know about you, but if the guard don't tell me, let me guess, did a guard pass by you asking about it?
Yes.
Give it to the next guard you see. They'll take care of it.
Sounds good.
All right. Don't call this number again.
So, Dippy.
Song, that's probably not a good idea.
I'm waiting for it. Do it.
Zog.
I dare you.
I pushed the button. I pushed the button.
You hear, son of a bitch needs to stop losing his goddamn calling stone. I swear to God.
I know,
Anyway,
right?
you have the... Hey! Get off the... And you hear the click.
All right, I put it in my pocket.
Okay.
Just presses his pocket.
I'm just gonna butt. Can we say like if I roll a nat 1 this session, I butt dial him?
Absolutely. If you keep that in mind, if your next nat 1, you butt dial this guy again.
So, all right, yeah, just I have the.
Emorian is spelled I-M-U-R-I-A-N. Emorian.
Moran. Sounds like a spell from Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It does.
Emorian. 26 sundial. You look on the
Yes.
ground. You find a little Lyramite chip. Scattered amongst all of this trash is a perfectly refined piece of Lyramite, about the size of a gold piece. You know that Lyramite pieces are very valuable, depending on their purity and how much they weigh.
Perfect. I will put it in my Lyramite old shell.
Dink, like a piggy bank.
Oh.
You have one coin-sized Lyramite piece.
Okay. Are you putting that in our thing as like Electrum, right?
You can mark it with Electrum if you'd like.
Okay.
There'll be slightly different sizes, slightly different values, but you can mark how many pieces you have with your EP.
How much
counter.
would my like entire fucking orb be?
Your orb may or may not actually be made of Lyramite because the green color from your orb came from you.
Okay.
So like,
Understood.
the orb itself
I will
might not be Lyramite.
I need to get it appraised.
Pretty much. And it's also broken, so it won't sell.
And if I remember right, it was like extremely thin.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. An artist might want it and be like,
If
How
there's-
broken
so
is it?
cool.
Could it be used as a fishbowl?
Ooh.
Sorry, I'm
Wait,
really into
wait,
aquariums
wait.
lately.
Does
I got
Allie-
donated some fish, so I'm really into fish tanks right now.
oh,
Allie, did you say that out loud? It's like, hey,
Yes.
can you pet the fish? I'm going to all of a sudden put Kin in it. See what he does.
you would have to try to take him out first.
I'm gonna.
Roll
He
me.
doesn't listen to me.
Okay, here's how I want you to do this. Kin is kind of his own entity. Kin
Yeah.
Kin kind of does whatever the fuck he wants.
He's like a cat.
I'm gonna say this is gonna be a contested strength roll. So roll your strength versus Kin's. Kin is probably going to lose this. He definitely
Wow.
did.
What'd you get?
8 on the die.
I got a 7.
Oh, what's your strength bonus?
+4.
Yeah,
but I
you got
rolled a
it.
3.
Yeah, you got it. Oh wait, no, 7 is your total.
Yeah, 7 is my total.
Oh, Kin resists. Kin is. You hear this like.
All right, clingy. Damn.
Would you like to try again at a higher DC?
No.
All right, there you go. Kin stays in your leg.
Zog.
What? Yeah.
Kin's grumpy. He's fucking being an ass.
Zog just reaches in and grabs the thing.
Roll a contested strength check.
Strength,
Yes.
dirty 20.
Dirty
Wow.
20.
Wow.
I
6.
like this die. This die's doing good for me today.
6. So you reach in, and you feel the distinct viscous membrane between Kin and Sundial's leg, and you just like.
Okay, now
And-
what?
I don't
Are you
know.
wearing anything metal right now?
My chest plate is metal.
You see Kin like sticks onto your chest plate, and you just feel.
He's
Sundial?
breastfeeding.
So,
What? Donna, what?
Oh,
I said he's breastfeeding because it's a breastplate.
You have 1 round to do something about this.
I don't know
Donna,
what
where
to
do you
here.
want him?
I can't.
What
no!
were you trying to do?
I was putting him in the container.
So now, what were you trying to do?
I was putting him in the egg. You know.
Okay, I
He's gonna start
grab him
crying.
and put him in the egg.
Where's the egg? Who has?
I
Okay,
have
yeah.
the egg.
You have the egg.
Yes.
I put.
All right, Dono, you present the egg. Zog, make another strength check to pull
Again?
Kin off of
Okay.
your breastplate.
Okay. It's a 7.
can I see this
7
struggle
total
and
or
attempt
7
to
on the
help?
die?
7 total.
He got a 2. So he got a which would be a 5 total. So
Okay.
you like. He like slips in your grasp a little bit, but you grab the largest part and you just like
Yeah.
pop him off and then splat him just into the egg. And he
I'm
kind of
going
like
to-
he kind of like settles into, you know, oobleck. He settles into an oobleck like puddle. He's not like I don't know what you called it in the Northeast, but
I'm googling it, I
cornstarch,
guess.
cornstarch and water
Oh, okay.
mixture.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just settles kind of down into an oobleck like puddle, and you just something about being inside of a case, even an open case, is content to him.
Little click
Also,
man.
half of your breastplate is gone. It is no longer effective.
Oh no.
It is no
was
longer effective as a
hungry.
breastplate.
I'm
Alright.
sorry.
Does it change anything if it's armor of gleaming?
Oh,
It's okay if the answer is no. I'm not mad. Like, I can get a new breastplate. I'm just curious.
What
the
is
armor never
armor?
gets dirty. That's the only magical effect it
I
has.
No.
did technically pay for that armor, so
Kin was dissolving the armor. So
Okay.
it's definitely not like hey, it's not dirty. No, it's like rotted away. It's like rusted. It's
Hey guys, let's really hope we don't need to fight, because now I don't have armor.
Oh no.
I think I have scale mail on me as
It's all right. You have like
It's fine.
twice the health I do, so you'll be fine.
Twice my health.
give me a second. Do I have the spell ready for me?
I'm not worried about it.
Let me double check, make absolutely sure.
I'm
this
gonna
is how this works.
cast mage armor on you because I feel
No,
I can
no,
throw
do it on yourself.
Sminotaurs,
It's fine.
orcs.
Dog is
I already
fine.
have it on myself. I can cast it on more than one person.
Counter spell. No.
Don't you
Jesus.
fucking dare.
Okay, so what does that do?
Great.
Okay, so mage armor. You touch a willing creature who isn't wearing armor, and a protective magic source surrounds it until the spell ends. The target's base AC becomes 13 plus its dexterity.
Oh,
modifier. The
sorry.
spell ends if the target not dons armor, or if you dismiss the spell as an action.
Don't waste a spell slot. That would only raise my armor class. by one.
Sorry.
Really?
Zog.
Yeah. Yes.
Zog, you should take
A
like,
minus
level
1 penalty. If it drops to minus 5, it is destroyed.
Okay.
So, what was your armor class while you were wearing your breastplate before?
16.
Now it's 15.
Okay. All right, I'll have to add that.
Simple enough. All right.
Okay.
Never mind.
So it's not
I will Not
destroyed.
cast mage armor.
So it's not destroyed. It's just subtracted 1 because
Okay.
Kin got a little too frisky with it.
I'm
all good.
going to take one of my bottles that I have that's empty,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to put kin in it because if that's going to happen, I want to like cork him.
Let's not move the damn thing. He sees
I'm
you.
going to like put it in. Like I'm plasmoidic. I can put
Right.
my arm into the fucking thing, and like not be like.
Okay. So you lower the bottle into the egg, and you just kind of like.
At this point, wouldn't the egg also be being filled with water because it's raining?
Oh yeah, definitely. This is all happening while you're walking as well.
And then I'm going to cork the top,
All right, Kin in a bottle, done.
and then I'm going to write on it like I'm just like break in case of emergency.
Take an inspiration point for that. That's lovely.
Thank you.
Lux, Quinlan, any input? Wait, not Lux. You fucking. Oh,
God.
wow.
Yeah.
Willow,
Dippy!
your name in Zoom is still Lux.
It's
My
a
apologies.
real-
Yeah. Okay. Willow, Quinlan, any input?
I'm gonna change my name actually.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
All right. A couple more winding.
Zog, what's that?
Yeah. A couple more winding paths, and you end up at the front door of the building that is kind of nestled into the hillside. When you first saw it, it was a little far away. Now that you're up to it, the base of this, the wall extends about 20 feet up and then plateaus into a flat roof, which the dish sits on. But the dish sits on a dome on the flat roof. So the dome extends like another 15, 20 feet up. And you are standing at the door. On the door are some rusted off letters that make unintelligible common gibberish. But kind of staked into the ground on the outside of the door is just a sign with the words, "Keep out the observatory" on it.
I didn't realize.
That's an
my
interesting
mic was
name
on.
for observatory. Keep out.
I just knock on the door.
You see a metal bar slide on the door, and you see a pair of eyes. Looks like could be attached to a humanoid. You see some locks of dark, greasy black hair along the eye line. So you're basically seeing this right now. You see a little bit of a scar along the nose, and you hear... Can't you read the sign? It says keep out. Huh?
Yes.
Who are you people? What are you doing here?
Out here. You're in there.
Yes, exactly. So go away. And you closes again.
Why do you like answer the door if nobody's supposed to be here anyway?
From the other side of the door, you hear a very muffled. You hear a very muffled from the other side of the door. Shit.
Zog from the outside
Yeah.
just yells like, "We heard you're looking for people to work for you. Some testing."
Immediately. Didn't realize that ad had gone around that quickly. Well, if you're here, and you are here because of that, then I'm kind of like,
Can we have this conversation out of the rain?
yes,
please?
yes. You promise you. Okay, you have to promise that you're not going to tell the guard what you're doing here, obviously. Like, and you also have to say that, like, this isn't gonna be. You're not gonna bring anything from inside of my lab outside of it. Got it?
Do we look like snitches and thieves?
Fuck the
A little
police.
bit, yeah.
Allie like looks down at themselves. I'm covered in like a gross cloak that's like looks old and scrunchy, and I'm like,
Yeah.
fair assessment.
Yeah, I promise.
Closes, and then you hear. And this large, heavy metal door opens. And he's like, all right, get inside. Just don't track mud. Take off your shoes. Oh, you're not wearing shoes. Anyway, come on.
Put on my clogs to...
Yeah.
I'm also not wearing shoes. Because you don't wear shoes.
Sundial takes off these massive boots that probably
Battery
smell
critical.
rancid.
What the heck was that?
The battery!
That's
The battery.
Everything's dying.
3, 2.
No.
Charging
All right.
battery.
There we go. I forget that that's like
That's
a
a lovely
system
voice.
sound, and yeah.
You say it's lovely.
That's-
Me and Dono went off for like 15 minutes about why is it oddly seductive.
That is
That's what
the
I mean. It's lovely.
that is
I
the
wanna listen to her
noise.
talk about
That
you
is
all
the
day.
sound of the Corsair warning. That is the sound of the Corsair alerts. Thank you, Corsair, for the headphones. Well, I bought them, but thank you for them anyway.
Before we get too deep, I sent it to the Zoom chat, but can
Sure.
someone remind me why we were looking for this guy? I don't have it in my notes at all.
If this is who I think
Give
it
him a
is, this
quest.
is supposed to be Mike Duggins,
Right.
and he's doing experiments on monsters and people apparently.
Well,
and
the
he has
main
something
reason
else.
that you were
There's another reason we came here.
the
I don't
main
remember why,
reason
though.
that y'all were looking
Isn't
for
it
him is
because of, like, me?
because of Sundial. Yes.
Yeah.
Sundial
Oh,
had
I know
a
Mike
vision.
Duggins.
Sundial had a vision. Asked Toxor, the lion, the Leonin who owns the animal place,
Animal sanctuary.
about you asked him about your vision, and he was like, well, I don't know anything about that, but I have clientele who might. And he directed you towards Mike Duggins, who may or may not have made purchases that would help you.
Okay.
As we walk in, can I cast comprehend languages on myself? And just be like, just mutter under my breath and listening for secrets, and then hopefully he doesn't hear me because that's how I cast that. So
comprehend languages. Okay. Simple enough. Excuse me. Let me actually. Because this next section might be important. All right, session 25. Fun.
Zog leans into Quinlan's ear a little bit sneakily, and is like, "I'm gonna keep my back towards this door. You keep an eye around."
All right. So as you walk in, immediately, you are. Hold on. I need to find some more music. I need to do some. I need to find some more music. I need to do some note writing. Why don't y'all go ahead?
While we vamp, Zog is very breathy in Quinlan's ear, saying, "It's just, hey, I'll keep my back to this door."
I've recently learned that I do not like ASMR.
Same. I hate ASMR. Actually, it's not.
so
I can't get into it
Talk
at
about
all.
your car's extended warranty.
Oh,
The FitnessGram Pacer test is a multi-stage.
It's the
Capacity test.
oh, Dono,
Like it's
no.
significantly harder.
straight
That's
up.
what-
There was an ad on Spotify that was just like, this is ASMR for your cat, and you can hear the lip
Yes.
smacking of the man. And I'd literally, like, every single time it comes on, I just rip my fucking headphones out. Like,
It's one
no.
way to get you off
So
TikTok.
bad. So bad.
So, I'm glad they took it down.
Yeah.
But it made a lot of people uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
Best thing to do is just to say not interested, and if you keep getting it, report it.
I'd like paralyze myself just like, for way too.
TikTok and I have beef because I keep telling I'm not interested in their warnings that you've been scrolling too long, and they keep giving them to me. So I've started reporting their ads to stop scrolling.
Yep.
I'm like,
know what?
fuck
Yep.
you, I know how long I've been scrolling for, all right?
My
I am
favorite,
waiting for my edible to kick in. Thank you.
Yeah.
my favorite thing in the world is still the spam meat account on Twitter. Can you stop reporting us as spam?
That's great. That's awesome.
Love that.
God. Somehow wants to do a thing, but he doesn't know what to do. You know what? Fuck it. Cloud daggers everywhere.
Oh, fuck.
What?
Whoa!
Just in case.
Excuse me.
I'm
Sundown.
joking!
Chaos.
We've had talks about these intrusive thoughts.
Can somebody give me the name of the Lord of the Town again? My apologies.
Was that Emarion?
Morion, yeah.
Emorion. I can't read. Or I can't spell. It's one of the two.
That's an unfortunate name.
He's a moron.
Oh.
Yeah.
Emorion.
Yeah, because he lost it. He
He lost his phone, yeah.
He lost his
Listen.
iPhone.
If losing your phone made you a moron, I think more than one of us would be in that boat. I lose
I
my
haven't
phone all
lost
the
it
time.
permanently. I have misplaced it in my own domicile and found it quickly.
I have chucked many a phones into lakes, so
Why does that not surprise me?
Why?
I've always wondered, like, what
I
it
used to
takes
have
make-
really bad anger issues, and my phone was normally the thing in my hand at the time. So
Dude, I am so like kind to my phones. I literally had an iPhone for like 5 years, brought it in to trade it, and the dude was just like, "This looks like it's brand new." I'm like, "Yes, I know. I take a really good care of my phones." Yeah, fuck it. I had one time I let somebody borrow my phone, and they were having a phone call, and they just got pissed and threw it against the fucking wall. I'm like, "What the fuck, man?"
I keep all my old phones now, and they're just destroyed.
Oh my god.
God.
Oh
Oh
my.
my god!
I have this old phone, but
Why do you
it's
just have them at your
I have
desk?
this old phone,
I
but
just
it's
keep them in a
because-
drawer.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I have this old phone, but nothing's wrong with it other than the battery. The battery just doesn't last on it at all.
Bradley, I appreciate that you're honest with your anger.
Oh yeah, no, I used to have terrible anger issues. Oh my god.
Okay,
I'm so glad I grew the fuck up.
So,
Yeah, what a bitch you used to be.
upon entry, damn, all the smoke in this chat right now. All right, upon entering, You are immediately met with the sights, sounds, and scents of an alchemist's laboratory. You see bottles with liquids flowing between pipes, flowing between vats, large vats of like material, and there's a distinct acidic smell to the air.
Why is it sharp?
Yeah.
Why is it spicy?
Clean.
It's like, why is it like
Yeah,
the smell of
Sundial.
clean.
It feels like 1,000 little needles are penetrating into like the.
I'm like a fucking
surface of
mucus
your-
gland. I'm just like,
Yeah, you're just like one giant mucus gland.
I go into my pot because this is like, this is a lot.
And
He's
it's
having
probably a
enrichment
good
time
thing
and
you
isn't
did that.
kosher.
Prestidigitation. So that Sundial doesn't smell horrible things anymore. It just smells like the boat.
You have
Exactly.
prestidigitation as well.
I do have. I'm a bard. What do you mean? Of course I have.
I like that
prestidigitation.
I like that we like prestidigitate each other because that's just being nice.
That's incredible.
What a good friendship. I could do it myself, but I want to help you out.
However, along the back wall and leading down an open hallway, you see, and leading down an open hallway, you see cages. Content warning from this moment onwards. Inside of these cages, you see various beings. Beasts, corpses, puddles of remnants of things. You see a skinned and deboned, one of the mutated deer with the two heads. You see one of those lying on the ground, still not fully disposed of, and you see some of its organs in jars on a table across from its cage. These are only the most obvious ones, but the hallway goes a little farther down, and it's a little dark and a little far away for you to make out specific details. And this man kind of gestures inside and stops you, like as soon as y'all are standing inside the door, he stops you, and he's just like, okay. Now, in terms of assistance, I basically just need people to help me with navigating the various bits and bobs and making sure that the heaviest parts are being supported by more than just one person. I mean, look at me. I can't really haul around these things by myself.
Quite the collection you have here.
Yeah, it's something. They're all just kind of magical eccentricities, you know? Just trying to figure out what caused this. What, you know, why are these things changing under the effects of, well, you know. And he, like, turns around and he he opens up, like, a locked door. And steam pours out of the door as you see what appears to be a very large, unrefined, active chunk of lyramite. And immediately you are hit with a heat wave that fills the room with this ionizing energy just against your skin and your face. And he's just like, this is one of the purest samples I've ever found. And I am the only one who can handle this piece safely. I don't trust anybody else with it. And I still don't really trust you. So here's what's going to happen. And
Is it safe for us to be around it first and foremost?
As far as I'm aware,
Insight check.
on what
Lyramite
he's
is one
about
of
to
my
say,
hyperfix- No, on the Lyramite that itself. Is it actually safe to be
I
around? Because I have one of my hyperfixations.
the
is Lyramite,
insight check
so-
will be on his explanation, not the piece. The piece
Okay.
would be an
I-
investigation check. Yes.
Dippy,
Art.
can I perceive this lyramite? Is it as big as like what I came out of? Ish?
About the size. Let me see here.
How many shack tall is it?
It's about yay big.
18.
Okay.
Okay, so about how big like my character's orb was.
A little bit taller, but a little bit thinner.
Okay.
And it
well,
is
I mean,
jagged. It's not a.
Oh,
it's
no,
a.
it's
This
more
is
egg.
this is a solid piece. It's jagged. It's like it's like a giant rock. Like, it's not a smooth, solid piece. No. And this is also not a hollow piece either. This is a fully solid, like, tink, tink, tink piece.
I mean,
when you ask, is it safe for us to be around? When you ask, is it safe for us to be around? He goes, as far as I'm aware, humanoids are not affected by the immediate radiation that comes off of this piece. At least not immediately.
Insight check is
yes, go ahead.
While that's happening, Zog is also moving a little bit closer to Willow, because I know as Fae, they're not, like, around this shit as much, and I want to make sure, like, Willow's doing all right. Like,
Willow, you feel this energy hit you, and it's strange, because its signature feels like you just plane shifted. It feels like you... It went back to the rope bridge. I did not want this. I wanted the alchemist left. There we go. Okay. It feels like you just plane shifted back home, but different. Dirtier. And it also... It doesn't hurt. It's warm. It feels like you're just bathing in the sun right now, which is a weirdly familiar feeling to you, but again, dirty, different.
I feel like I need to take a shower.
Same thing with you, Quinlan. In its presence, same type of feeling. Feels like you just stepped through a portal on the way home, and you're getting hit with a different type of energy, but this type of energy, same family, different relative. Like, ugh, that creepy uncle from creepy uncle from Watacha. Anyway, he closes the door again. I'm so sorry. I haven't even introduced myself. The name's Mike. And that's all you have to call me by for now. All right. I am going to go prepare another specimen. So you just wait right here, and I will...
Question.
Yes. Yes, small flying thing.
What's the most dangerous body you have here?
Huh. I do have... Let me go... It would be, like, in the way back. It would be...
Oh.
It would be in my... It might have decomposed by now. I don't even know why I'm... Let me just say that at one point I may or may not have had a mammoth in here. But
okay.
Well,
we'll burn that bridge if we get to it.
The rumor mill has it that you had something maybe even stronger than that.
Oh.
Man to man, I want you to know the words going around about some sort of amethyst dragon.
Kind of like squints in your general direction. And he like walks closer to you, and you see his body. I haven't really described Mike in good detail yet.
I imagine him very scrawny.
Mike is this emaciated, like, drooling husk of a man. You see, like, crusts on what appears to be, like a lampshade mustache. It just kind of, like, droops down over his mouth. Mm-hmm. And you see, like, what appears to be like crystallized something or other on the tips of the mustache, and the crystallizing looks like it's green. It looks like lyramite is growing on the ends of his hair.
Oof.
He wears these really thick black lens goggles, and he wears... For as dirty and emaciated as he looks, his lab coat is, like, almost pristine. There's a little bit of like recent like tarnish on one of his shoulders, but other than that, it just looks like he stole this lab coat from a much nicer doctor.
Okay. Does
You
it
also
fit him?
it does. It fits
Okay.
him almost perfectly.
Okay.
The sleeve, one of the sleeves is a little too short, or is one of his arms just a little too long? You can't quite
Dippy.
tell. Yes.
May I insight this man and make sure that he is actually Mike Duggins when he introduces himself as Mike?
You're in a pot.
I would like to incite him for a completely different reason. Like, is this man about to like
Murder
dupe
all of
us
us?
and throw us
Add
into
us to his
cages?
collection.
Yeah.
I will insight check with disadvantage because I am in a pot.
Okay. So your insight check is to check for what, Sundial? If this is Mike
man
Duggins?
When he says I'm Mike,
Mhm.
is that actually his name, or
Go
is
for
it
it.
like he's lying?
Do it at disadvantage. Do it at disadvantage.
Nope, I got 2
21.
9s.
2 9s. Not so. What's your
which-
total?
13. So
Yes. It appears that he like speaks true.
okay. Fucking lying.
13. The DC on this check was 5.
Okay, cool. Reese.
Reese.
21 total.
21.
21. Mute myself.
Sundial. You're in the pot on. This pot is being carried on someone's back. Yes.
Yes, Zogs, I believe.
Zog's back.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just
You
a petty-
see Mike eyeing 2 people in your group. He's eyeing Willow, and he's eyeing the pot on Zog's back. And you see, like, well, he's not eyeing them. You can't see through the black lenses of his goggles, but you see that that's the general direction he's looking in. If y'all are, like, spread out in a line, he's focused on those 2 parts of the line, is Willow and the pot on Zog's back.
Okay.
Yes.
Did I ever get my information on the inside check if he was lying about the safety of that laramite crystal? Or I might have been writing while you said it and I forgot to like listen.
He looks and sounds like he knows what he's talking about when it comes to laramite. I
Okay,
mean,
so on an 18 it sounds like he's being honest.
it sounds like he is being honest. In a wishy-washy, like, I haven't done enough experimentation yet type of honest.
Okay.
For lack of a better way to put it.
So I get the feeling he might try and pull something with Willow and
Maybe not pull something, but he's definitely interested in what Willow is. I mean, clearly. Weirdly, no interest, like, there, none of that intrigue is passed on to you. Because
fair enough.
you kind of looked and shaped like a humanoid. He little less interested. It seems like, maybe, possibly, who knows? Willow is a fairy, and the pot on Zog's back has a plasmoid in it, so that's more obvious.
My pot also has like a bunch of art, I believe. of,
Yeah,
like,
it's a nice vase.
yeah, but it has like designs on it for the predecessors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And predecessor language on it.
yeah.
You have understand.
I already wrote what it said. I just didn't tell y'all
Oh,
what
okay.
it said because it didn't seem to matter.
Damn it.
If you ask Allie will tell you.
Okay, cool.
The
They
DM
just
is
don't like to
asking
share
Ellie
information
what
unless it matters.
the DM is asking what it said
Oh,
because I need to write that in my notes.
I wrote down, paraphrased, said, "For the many who have been lost, may the remaining remember," or something like that.
Yeah, for the many who have. Yep. That's ringing a bell.
That probably isn't exact verbiage because I was writing it post, but
Yep.
my notes are always like 5 sentences behind when it comes to conversations.
Okay.
I feel you.
There's one you get paraphrasing that says, Mike is interested in Willow and Sundial. What are those?
May the
vibes?
for the many who were lost, may the few remember. Yep.
I love that.
Thank
So,
you. My notes are fantastic.
in this moment, Mike looks to you all and he's like, I am going to go prepare another smaller specimen. You just stay here. I will call upon you when I need you. Wow. And while I'm getting that specimen, I'm going to grab a couple of chairs so you're not all standing. If that's okay.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Okay.
Do you need help with those chairs?
We'll get to that. Just stay here for now. And he like
Just here to help.
and he like turns, he goes back down the hallway. And as long as y'all are staying firmly put, you cannot go farther down that hall. You can't really look farther down the hallway that Mike is going down. But if you're moving, I mean, obviously I'll describe what you see if you move.
Can I?
I was gonna look at the others real quick. I would keep a very close eye on Willow and Sundial. He seems interested in those two. Unnaturally so.
When Quinlan says that, I casually touch my pocket where I still have a little vial of Sundial's body. I don't say anything, but I just touch that pocket.
Hey, can I?
You can get
wanna
out of your pot if you want.
I know. I want to do a thing, but I'm just like, I don't want to die again.
Nobody made you go in your pot.
I know, but no. So plasmoids can fit into a 1-inch size space.
They can
was wondering
squeeze
if I
through
could-
a 1-inch
Yes.
size space. Yeah.
Yes, I was wondering if I could like string myself and follow this man stealthily behind him.
You could try. Allie also said they were moving too, so like.
I just wanted
if
to
I
investigate the cages that were in the room with us to see if
If I s-
anything was muttering in language I could understand. That was all I was going to do.
I just want to check the dead bodies.
And you cast comprehend languages, so you would understand any muttering.
Yeah, that's why I'm like just looking to see if
Do
any of
you
them are
also
talking.
get a thought in your mind as to what the language is when you hear it?
It doesn't say that. It just says for the duration you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language you hear. You
Okay.
also understand any written language you see. But you must touch the surface on which the words are written.
Right. Of course.
I'm just gonna throw this out there that if I see Sundial trying to go off on his own, I'm gonna stop him.
You kind of like see this string of fluid kind of coming out of the pot on your back and like just slithering along the floor, you know?
Son, what you doing?
We'll have I've rolled. I want to go check him out. Like, I want to go follow. I can be flat, not seen.
Let's wait. He's gonna come back. And we're all gonna be together. The guy is rail thin. If it really comes down to it, we can trample over him and go explore this place all we fucking want.
I'm gonna go over to Willow.
Willow's right next to me. So
I know.
because yeah.
I'm just gonna look at Willow and be like, "Zog's being mean to me."
I'm right here. No, I'm
There's
not.
probably a reason why.
Zog. Book
Yes?
covers tend to be deceiving.
Okay.
Sorry. People are not always what they seem.
Clearly.
I agree, but I also don't need Sundial turning into his next experiment.
You are correct.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't be too relaxed.
Oh,
This
and to
isn't-
resolve a thought thread from earlier, when you
That was
mentioned the
my
amethyst,
nickname in high school.
when you mentioned the amethyst dragon bones,
Yes.
Mike looked at you and like gave you a real suspicious look, but he didn't acknowledge it. He just like he just kept talking about what he was talking about
Yep.
before he mentioned it. Like, or if that was the thread of the conversation, the only thing he would have said would have been, Interesting. Anyway, and then continued. Okay, so catching back up to now.
Yeah, I'm very much just back to the door, keeping eyes on Willow and Sundial. If Sundial tries to leave the room, I'm tackling his ass. Like that is all Zod is.
Gonna get into
I'm
a
gonna go
slimy
into my
wrestling
little
match.
bean. I'm gonna go into my little bean form, and I'm gonna follow around with Willow.
Let's go look for dead things.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Gotta find the biggest and scariest one.
What if we just make one?
Oh, he asked us to do something.
He asked you to stay here to wait.
Oh, I thought he asked us to take care of one of the bigger things in the room.
He said that was probably the nature
Okay.
of the job that you were going to be doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
But for now,
So
he just wants you to
curious.
stand there and wait. That's all he wants you to do.
Burk's just gonna keep an eye on the door that he went through.
Mm-hmm.
Just to wait for him.
Down the hallway. So, Allie, you are moving, though, yes? You're moving closer to
not-
the cages.
Yeah, I'm not trying to leave the room. I was
Right.
under the assumption there's some cages in the room.
You can
I'm
get
gonna go
all the way up
check.
Yeah.
to the threshold of the hallway, basically.
And I'm
Because
ignoring
there's...
dead bodies. I'm doing the opposite of what Willow is. I'm
Yeah.
going to the living ones.
Yeah. There are no dead bodies in the room that you started in. Like the
Besides the
room that
deer.
the room that you
So-
started in is fully just lab equipment and and these liquids and the raw matter and the door with the raw iridium chunk behind it.
Well, there's no dead things yet.
There's no dead things.
Willow, we have time.
So if you go up to the threshold where the cages are, so you kind of like take a peek down the hallway and you see just a long wall. Like this hallway, it seems, goes back into the hillside, into the mountainside. And this wall has like quite a few different size and shape cages lining it. And it's hard to tell which ones have living things in it and which ones have dead things in it looking down this far. The closest ones to you, the large deer, is obviously dead. There's a small cage sitting on top of it with what looks like a bug in it. It's like skittering. It's a jar with a bug in it, and it's just like skittering around. Like it's not doing much of anything at the moment. And it like looks to you, and you watch as it looks like it has a pair of wings on its back. You watch as another pair of wings sprouts just above it, and it just like starts to fly. But you know when you have a fly trapped in a jar, it just like
Yeah.
it never hits the walls of the jar, but it's close. It just like circles around inside this jar. A little farther down the hallway, through the natural translator of your comprehend languages, you hear in a language that is not any language that you understand, because comprehend languages had to pick it up.
How far down the hall is it? Can I convincingly be perusing the creatures? Or would it look like I went for this one?
It would look like you were going specifically for it. But you can tell that it's about 40 feet down the hall. And
look
the
back.
hallway descends into like darkness after like it's like pitch black after about 30 feet. So you think that maybe the goggles on his head help him navigate in the dark, because this is like pitch black even for
And it's
you.
more
You
than-
have
it's
dark
more than
vision,
dark
and
vi-
you
yeah, I have 60 feet.
It's darker than dark vision.
I'm gonna look back, and unless someone tries to stop me, I'm going to try to stealth my way down there, keeping my ears open for him coming back. My passive 20 perception.
As you begin to
to see if I
lurk
can
to
get
take
down
even
there.
a single step, you hear a door opening at the end of the hallway and footsteps. As you even begin to process that thought.
Dang. Okay, I
Question.
back into the room.
Question for. Okay, never mind. Okay, you saw it.
It takes me a minute to type, so.
All good.
But yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say if your revived the dead could keep his intelligence, we could just
Ask him questions.
Yeah.
in a way where he's forced to answer honestly.
I lied.
That's true.
You're
lied?
rubbing off on me.
I want to do something instead if I can. Oh.
You want to do something else?
Yeah, I go to step back and then I reach into my coat pocket and like toss my ink pen out, like I dropped it, and I'm gonna chase after it, trying to get closer to that cage.
Make a deception check.
Absolutely, I can do that. I'm gonna burn inspiration for that.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, at 12 isn't bad, but I can do better.
Sure.
A 19.
19. A couple of footsteps later, your pen, you have, yeah, it's a pen, sure. Pull out a little fountain pen, and you just kind of like, a couple of footsteps later, you hear Mike from the darkness, did you drop this? And he like reaches.
I'm gonna walk towards him, still trying to get closer to that cage, but like, I'm going toward him.
Hey!
Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm a writer, and I have I like grab my pocketbook with all my lore in it for like bard lore. The creatures are so different. I was writing a horror story real quick, but I dropped it. Apologies.
Just let me pick it up, bring it back to you.
Oh,
You
is
don't
it
need to go.
dangerous
You
back
need to.
there?
You don't need to go any further down here than you already are. Just yes.
Can I insight check Allie?
For what? What are you trying to?
Allie doesn't fucking talk to people. Let's see. Did I get a vibe off of them when they heard something? That's what
Oh, sure.
Okay.
And can we hear this conversation going on? Where
You can hear the conversation. It's in the same room.
Okay.
Yeah.
13?
You probably would have heard me cast comprehend languages, because you've heard me cast comprehend languages back when we fought that beast. So you know that.
But like, did you like make a face or something like that when you heard?
My ear definitely probably twitched, and my tail definitely flapped back and forth for a second when I heard that, because I don't like hearing
Then
things stressed.
I am gonna silently cast message to Allie and just be like, "What's up?"
Something back there asking for help. I just wanted to see what it was.
I'm gonna message back. I didn't hear anything.
You wouldn't have.
It was the second message silently cast? Because it's a sorcerer point for each silent cast, isn't it?
Does message have verbal component? I don't know.
Yeah, it's message. It's a verbal component.
I don't know.
Even if it didn't have a verbal component, it's still a message. You're still speaking into the ether.
No, I always imagine
Oh, it's verbal. Short piece
Hold
of
on.
away.
Wait a second.
And
No,
this
it
is-
has a
Let me
verbal
look.
component.
Let me
It
look.
does.
Yes, it has a verbal component.
I don't know. Who plays with components? Everything
I
is
do.
just magic.
I always comment that I have the components when I cast
That's
something.
magic. That's magic. What you do is magic. It's magic.
Anyway. No need to step any farther than you already are. I'll just bring you your pen. And
Will you make sure that it didn't leak on your floor?
You kind of hear a little bit of shuffling, and he like steps out of the darkness.
Listening. I'm assuming he's close to that cage. I'm still listening to that cage to see if I hear it talking because he's closer.
Mm-hmm. You
too. Like,
you hear.
Is there more sound, less sound? How's it reacting to
You just
him?
hear like a, just a groan.
My ear twitches again.
And you like hear him pick up the pen, shuffle a little bit. He steps out of the darkness again, holding a display jar with a thing inside of it. Looks like another bug, and your pen. And he kind of like holds the pen out to you.
Thank you.
And he's like, you kind of look. In the process of throwing your fountain pen, the tip is bent.
You wouldn't have to have a spare, would you?
And he like reaches inside of his coat pocket, pulls out another pen. It's just a standard fountain pen, and he hands it to you.
Thank you. I pocket both.
While we're able to hear this conversation, Zog's gonna lean over to Quinlan and try and discreetly, like obviously, like just in his ear.
You
like,
have 5
hey,
seconds.
I think we should stop the ruse and just fucking cut to the chase for Sundial.
Turning my head and out of the side of my mouth, agreed.
And he steps out of the darkness with Allie and is like, okay. Oh, yes. And he like grabs a couple of chips out of his pocket. Looks like poker chips. Tosses them out. And they instantly kind of like expand into a disc, pop out 4 legs, and you have 3 stools.
I'm taking one of those. Before we leave, one of those is mine.
Is it like those camping ones that are 3D printed? That's
Oh, hell yeah.
Kind of, but not really. If they're like, they start as a completely flat disc, which apertures out into a larger disc, and then in 4 of the pieces of that aperture is a spring-loaded leg, and it just like punch. So it's like tossing a frisbee out, and it just auto chairs.
Zog.
He's like,
Zog.
that's all that I had. I hope that you find them comfortable.
we only got 3 chairs.
Zog
For-
is
5 people.
Zog is gonna shoot Sundial a look. And
Is Sundial out of his pot, by the way?
Yeah, Sundial's out.
And he looks down. For 5 people.
Yeah,
And he looks at Sundial directly and stops everything that he's talking about.
Zog is gonna shoot Sundial a look. And Zog's hope is that Sundial takes this look as, I love you, shut up for the next 2 minutes.
Sundial?
And seeing that he has made that look at Sundial, Quinlan's hand instinctively goes towards his weapon, but smoothly. So it just kind of looks like he's taking a relaxed.
Yeah, no, it's
stance
not a
against
jerk
his
towards the
body.
weapon like knee-jerk react. It's just like you're moving, you're adjusting so that you're like
Yeah,
ready.
I did make an insight check. I got a 23.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you make me a persuade? I'm kidding. Yes, he listens. He listens.
Fucking-
He listens.
You're not even the DM, Donald. Don't
Oh
ask
my
me to roll. Be a player for once.
Mike looks at the little plasmoid on his floor and then back up to the rest of the group.
We weren't completely honest with you. Your name became recommended
Clearly.
for us to learn a little bit more about our friend over here. And he nudges his head over to Sundial. What you have going on in here, I don't want any fucking business with.
He looks to you, and before he interrupts you, saying, This being is your friend?
My best friend, I've killed for him once.
Fascinating.
I don't want anything to do with what you all got going on in here. You came recommended as someone whom I have information.
He puts a hand up. Perhaps we got off on the wrong foot.
I think
Allow me. And he waves a gesture of his hand, and instantly he grows another foot. He becomes his body becomes cleaner. his jacket then like fits more appropriately. The goggles on his head like straighten up and the lens is clear, and he kind of like puts them kind of like up onto his head, and underneath his goggles, which is what you would have seen in the eye line first and foremost. I don't know if I described a color to his eyes yet, but he has these piercing red eyes. And one of the eyes has no pupil. It is simply the iris with no hole in the middle for him to basically see out of. And he looks to you and he goes, "You have to understand that what I do in the pursuit of knowledge. I do not intend to hurt you or any of your friends. I give you this promise."
I will give you some friendly advice then. Next person that shows up to this job, don't have them walk into a room with a dead body, even if it is a deer.
Fair enough. Hunters do exist in this world. I'm sure that their ilk would understand such premise. But you do have a point.
Scientist. Yeah.
You do have a point. This could be a little bit more presentable. Follow me. And he like stands and he's like, come.
Okay. I am.
As long as you are willing to trust me, I will not bring any harm to you or your friends. As grisly of a lie that may sound like it is the truth.
Is this dude human?
He looks like... It looks like he has unveiled like a pair of ram's horns. But not in the way of a tiefling. More in the way of a, like...
Satyr?
Yeah, kinda. Pretty much. His legs don't look satyr-esque, but this is basically just a guy who has a set of ram's horns. So, like, you don't know if it's you're not quite sure if this is like a deal or if this is a hybrid or what you're not really sure what this guy is at the moment.
Zog follows and like very friendly taps Sundial on the shoulder. And as I do that, I'm just like, we got this. And I cast guidance on Sundial while we are.
Hey,
There you go.
I feel so guided.
I would
Or
hope
like
so.
guiding bolt. I'm kidding.
Guiding bolt.
And Sundial does not look to see if anyone else follows, but he starts going with the scientist.
Burk. Keeping tabs on the door this whole time, like between the conversation and the door, you hear the sound of a door unlocking. Not the sound of a door locking, the sound of a door unlocking behind you. As it seems that in the midst of your conversation, he secretly locked the door, and now it is unlocked.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
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 Oh, don't worry. There's still some fucked up shit to be had. Just know that none of that fucked up shit is going to happen to you or any of your party members.
Is he saying this to us?
No, this is over table me saying this to you. This is me saying this to you, the players. There is more fucked up shit to be had. Just know that in this moment, it seems like none of that fucked up shit is going to happen to you or your party members. And if you'll allow me, we'll continue.
Burk real quick is gonna go like lean to Quinlan and mention about how the door was locked behind us. And it just unlocked. So
Fucking
In
birds
that
here.
same discreet manner, be prepared for anything.
oh, I am.
As he
And
walks
I'm gonna nod.
as he walks down the hallway. Is everybody following him or just Zog and Sundial at the moment?
I'm not leaving them alone, so I'm just gonna
Of course.
grab Willow by the wrist and hand and drag her along with.
Yeah, everyone is
gonna-
coming along.
Follow, but if we pass that cage, I'm trying to be the front of the group towards like where, not where he is, but like right behind where Zog and Sundial are. And then once we hit that cage, I'm gonna wait to the back of the group to see if I can get a look at this thing that was trying to talk.
Right.
Can I, Dippy,
Mm-hmm.
leave Mosaic with Allie? And Mosaic will give the help action.
As you're kind of
Anything-
walking along, a little like
I'm just gonna,
dribble,
like-
a little dribble like follows behind you, and just it develops into Mosaic.
I just leave a leg behind.
Yeah.
And, like reform it, and it just becomes
That's
Allie.
great. That's great. I love
Crawls
that.
on my shoulder. I'm like,
Okay. You will pass by this cage. You will pass by quite a few cages. And he will make a sharp turn right. And along this wall is a door. And stepping through this door, it kind of brings you into, for lack of a better way to put it, a conference room. There's a large table with chairs around it, and adorning the walls are trophies, for lack of a better way to put it. Mounted animal heads and like taxidermied mutated
Alex,
animals.
man.
But
Question
in
is,
the
do
but
they all have their penises?
the heads
That's
certainly
in his
don't.
private collection. That's for his private collection. All right. That's why request
the heads
only.
do.
Private collection.
Yeah, that's funny. See, I'm funny. I'm fucking hilarious sometimes.
Fucking hilarious.
Look at you. Look at us.
Anyway,
scared.
look at us. Put a couple of cards.
Scared.
Put a couple of cards. But this room is like the same aesthetic as the rest of what you have seen so far, and it's very much like this gothic laboratory type vibe. And
I need to
at the
know.
head of the table, a large chair with the inscription MD MD, and in smaller letters MD.
Oh.
I love it. All right. Anyway, he sits at his head chair. You just got that, Allie and
No, I was laughing because I was like, "You're so proud of yourself for that." Like,
yeah,
I'm also very proud of you for that. But the laugh was at your pride, not
Allie and Allie and Mosaic. The cage that noise was coming from is a very weak, for lack of a better way to put it, a very weakly burning fire elemental. It's like a campfire that's just kind of surviving off the last of its coals at the moment. It's like an ember, really. It's just kind of fizzling. It's not like a roaring inferno. The language that you picked up was Ignan.
Insight check. Is there anything I could do to heal this creature right now?
Nope.
Either with adding fire for vegetation or using cure wounds?
Nope. Nothing that you can really do in this case.
I just touched the bars of the cage real quick and like lean forward, and knowing it probably can't understand me.
You burn your hand. It is very, very hot.
Try to come back if I can, and then I follow.
It looks
And
at you
whisper
and
that to them.
it looks at you as you walk by, and it says, "Thank you." And you continue on. You all sit, and in the center of this table, you see, like, all around the inner border of this table is a line. You don't know if it's painted on or if it's a separation between two different parts of the table. As soon as you all sit down, that becomes instantly clear as the middle of the table like drops down, and the table becomes basically a tub that you are all like sitting around. And there's a little like a bar height shelf for you to like rest your arms on or your items on as you sit in these chairs. And he says, "Let me tell you a little bit about who I am." And he like, with a wave of the hand, casts a field of stars in the central tub. It looks like a map of sorts. You see planets and stars, and you see your own sun. You see your own sun at the center with what appears to be a system of 5 planets revolving around it. One of which is a binary planet. It is 2 planets in orbit with each other that also orbit the sun. Ooh, fun. And the vast galaxy surrounding it is also showcased. And he begins to speak in a monologue.
Good for him.
If you're willing to pay attention, I will try to come up with what he says.
I'm listening.
Long ago, there was a cataclysmic event on this planet. It ruptured the very souls and lives of millions. There were hundreds of storylines strewn about the star system, and the ley lines of the world were altered as we know it. Before your time. Before most of our times. You may know those who lived before as the predecessors. They built vast cities, towering libraries and monuments to their own technological hubris. And yet one little event wiped them all, well, almost all. Those who were left behind records of the technologies that they built, the things that they innovated on, the creatures that they tamed and bred for their own purposes. And most of that was gone too. Most of what they originally wrote was destroyed, but what they recovered has been bastardized, turned into lies, fed to the people of this planet to make them seem weaker than they truly were. But I know the truth. And you see his solid eye, his solid red eye, kind of like open, and the iris now reveals itself, but the iris is not black, it is white. And he kind of like looks to the rest of you and says, "I was there when the meteor fell. I know what happened that day. Or at least I think I do. Or I thought I did. I was part of one of the medical teams. We were developing cures for diseases you haven't even heard of because we eradicated them. But now the world is plagued. And I'm trying to fix them. the chief among which, and he like makes a gesture to zoom in on the continent of Quy'zz, is whatever the hell is happening here. And he makes the continent like glow and a radiant Lyramite green. I have been researching Lyramite for generations. I've gone by many names in that time, just to keep up appearances to those generations. I'll admit, Mike is not the most well put together of my personas, but it works. People stay away unless I ask them to come. Lyramite is not what it seems. Lyramite is a magically altered form of the material that keeps this planet aligned, keeps it spinning, keeps it alive, and keeps its denizens alive. And you see him split two images in the center table. Mm-hmm. One blue and one green. Mm-hmm. Solarum. An infinitely magical resource designed to give power and life to anything that any human or elf or dwarf or gnome could make. And everything above or below. Above being surface world, below being underground. When that meteor hit, it created a vastly wild chain reaction that led to the creation of a brand new element that we use as currency and as a power source for ourselves, but it is not the same as Solarum. And I am trying to figure out why. My methods may be uncouth.
That's an understatement.
Inhumane to many. But I only do it for the greater good. To preserve what we have here, so that what my people went through does not happen again. Now I'm...
Sorry, continue. I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, what were you about to say?
As a historian, don't you have a love for the fact that things change so that you may study it? What's the purpose of preserving something that it seems the universe is conspiring to destroy? Not to be rude, but you sound like a man who has a hard time letting things go.
I would also like to know what race you are.
Damn it, the 2 minutes of him not talking was up.
Yeah, the 2 minutes just ended.
You can't just ask people why they're white.
Allie. He first responds to you saying, "You ever heard the phrase that history is written by the victors? History is also shaped by the nature that surrounds it. People write about the eruption of a volcano as if it was destined to happen. And yet the chaos of it happening, nobody stopped to think to write it down in the process. They just ran and hid. Preservation is an innate instinct. And I'm sure that those who are willing to preserve themselves in the moment of an avalanche or an earthquake would be more than happy to stay alive to write about it, rather than for them to be passed on through unreliable narrators. And in terms of what I am, I could very well ask the same of you, little one.
Actually, I'm kind of figuring that one out. That's why I'm here. I was hoping that you kind of knew. I know that I'm like one of the what predecessors.
Precisely.
Like that's what I keep being told.
Well, my friend, you definitely appear to be what people claim you are.
I came out of this thing and I pull out my egg.
With Kin sitting in it.
No, Kin's not in the. He's in a bottle.
Oh, he's in a
Kin's
bottle.
in
Yeah,
the
that's right.
bottle.
No, sorry. Yeah, Kin's in the
You
bottle.
know, I had my chest plate eaten for nothing.
Yeah. You pull out the egg, and he just like he reaches out to grab it. Are you giving it to him?
I kind of hold it away. I'm just like, do you know what this is?
He puts his hand down and he just leans closer to look at it with his hands behind his back.
I appreciate that, and I hand it.
And he
I
looks.
Bring it close to his face. I will form a spyglass or a microscope, whatever, to help him.
Oh god, a magnifying
Detective's
glass.
glass, magnifying glass, with my hands, using my plasmatic, like just go, so he can, giving him the help action and figuring out what the fuck this is.
Help action. I'll take that. 18.
Okay.
And it looks and he says, He kind of like straightens up, stands up, lets his hand out from behind his back, places them back on the table. Seems like it was forged long, long ago. I have trouble even deciphering what that is. It can't be glass. Well, it could be, but how would it have survived this long if it was?
Can I
Very fascinating.
snap a little piece off of my egg and just be like,
You
"Here."
hand it to him, and he feels it in the palm of his hand. And he kind of looks at it, puts it in his fingers, looks through it, and as soon as he looks through it, he pulls it back away.
Yeah.
Very.
As he does that, I'm going to put my head into the egg and look through the glass.
The vision that you get is very similar to the vision that you had when you were your sentient trash being.
Oh.
It's very like crisp and like looking around you, it seems as if, you know, the room is a little less dark and a little more colorful. It's a strange feeling. Huh?
Do I need glasses?
No. You somehow got yourself a shell made out of gallows glass.
What do I know about gallows glass? Anybody want to help me out here?
Only that it's the most precious transparent material that you can buy or make.
Mine.
Yes. Stronger than mithril, but clear as a ghost. How in the hell did you even get it to break?
Would Allie know any history on this?
Same with Zog.
From lore and stuff?
I would also like to ask for my piece back from him.
The term Gallowglass rings with two people, Zog and Quinlan. It does not ring with anyone else. Those two people may make history checks.
Done.
Out of curiosity, did you pull this name from like real life stuff?
Sort of.
Sort of? Okay.
A Gallowglass is actually a
it's a warrior, right?
It is
it's
a
like
warrior, yeah.
It's a okay, yeah. So I was remembering right. Cool.
Yeah.
21 on that history check.
Oh.
How much?
Gotta. Oh. Rhys, what did you get?
21.
21.
Oh, I'm so close to you. I got a 4.
4. Gallowglass. I've heard of that.
Gallowglass. I think I drank some of it last week.
21.
Glass of Gallow.
Rhys.
Gallow in a glass.
Gallowglass is a very, as he just said, it's a very precious material. Mm-hmm. You remember that when you lived in the Feywild, there was a Gallowglass mine not too far away from the central settlement where the shimmering door opened that passes between the settlement of Petal and the elven settlement on the other side, which I am struggling to remember the name of.
It's in my notes, but you're still lost.
Yeah. Yep, the Shimmering Gate. Yeah. God, I wish I had the name of that settlement here. Maybe it's in my notes. Maybe it's in my master sheet. Probably. Woodrus. Wudrus. Woodrus. So Woodrus on one side, Petal on the other. Not too far away from the city of Woodrus, there was a Gallowglass mine that people would go and work in and die in because it was a very treacherous thing to go and try to harvest. But he continues. So where did we leave off from that point?
I'm asking
he
for
said
my piece
mine.
back.
He kind of like he kind of like gives you a look of like, and he kind of like tinks it into the open hole of the bowl.
I mold earth it back together. Just...
It flows like water when you cast mold earth onto it. Mm-hmm. And it like shimmers, and you're expecting it to like kind of like mold like clay, but with it being more liquid, it kind of like, you almost have to instinctively use the same moves as you would for shape water. As you kind of like just gently try to like weld this opening closed. And it is very deformed when you finish, but it is a single hollow piece once again. Do you leave a slit for you to retrieve the things that you had inside of it?
Yeah.
All right.
Like, I just wanted to reattach it. I didn't want to like completely seal it.
Okay.
So, yeah. But I guess I could leave it like a 1-inch slit because I can put my arm into a 1-inch slit and take things out. So, yeah.
You leave a slit big enough for the coin, which would be enough. Yeah. Yeah. And he looks to you and he continues. In my time, my original time, I suppose, you were known In my time, you were simply known as plasmoids. Made of the very matter of the universe itself, condensed into a gelatinous form. But you are a lot smaller than they were.
Oh, I can get bigger.
He gestures with a hand.
And I grow to my like 6'1.5" that size. Just I just prefer being tiny. And I suck back down. Yeah.
Even more fascinating. Beside the point.
I'm gonna waddle over to Zog and get myself like up onto his shoulder.
Hello?
Hi.
I've just kind of been letting you do your thing.
Okay.
Dude. Look, and like Zog will turn and just like, I appreciate the history lesson. He had a vision about coming here, or had a vision about finding out about himself, and you were the direction we pointed to.
There was I had a dream about things that looked like me. Now that I know it was things that looked like me playing instruments, and there was this music playing. And can prestidigitation like make noise?
It can make
Not
like
minor
a single
illusions.
noise. It can make like
Okay.
a bang or a pow or a pop.
Minor
it can't
illusion
make,
can.
Minor
If
illusion
you-
can make noise.
Does anybody
I'll
have
play
A
it.
more
minor?
complex
Okay.
noise.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll play like the little song, the best of my ability. It might be a little notes off, but
I can play it on my.
no, it's good.
Let me see
You
if
play-
I can pull the
I like the idea
song
that
up
like
again.
your artistic thing is the cards. So if you play music, it's just
Quinlan,
Like, I have a lute and a pan flute that I have, or a lyre and a pan flute,
last time.
but I don't use them very often. I usually play my drum if I play music.
look this up on YouTube again because I forgot. There we go.
Oh, I just
Shibbity-dub.
noticed, Emily, I like your shirt.
Schnibbity-boo.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, cute.
It goes blue.
It goes blue.
oh my god.
Jacques Lebleu.
Ah,
That's awesome.
I love it.
Oh god.
That's loud.
As the minor illusion plays the song that was being played, he listens to it and was like, not that it holds any significance to the direction of your vision, but this is a lullaby. It was played to children to help them fall asleep.
Okay.
You
It
dreamed of
sounds
an
like his-
entire quartet playing this song?
I mean, there's a couple guy. I don't know. Yeah.
He doesn't know what a quartet
A
is.
few.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Few people of you playing this song.
I mean, I don't know if every single one of them was me. That'd be kind of like weird to just assume that it was me. Maybe I was like one of the. If
Do
it's
you
a
understand my point? Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Do you have a direction that we can
Fascinating.
go that maybe is like the origin of his kind of people, or like meeting grounds, old
He reaches down.
times of woe?
He reaches down below him, and he pulls out a tiny wooden barrel. It's looks like it's shaped like a full-size like wine barrel, but it's just like tiny. It fits in the palm of your hand.
I'll be there in a second.
And he like opens it up, and he reaches inside, and he dips a finger in, pulls the material out, and on the end of his finger is a liquid. It shimmers in the light, and it like has this iridescent quality to it, like he just dipped his hand in a diamond and stuck a flashlight to it. And he says, "This was all of the plasmoid material that I have ever gathered in my studies, in my time of attempting to research and build a more robust library of knowledge. You not only look different, but act differently than even the plasmoids from my time did. You might be a very special case." And he kind of scrapes the liquid off of his finger, dips it back into the barrel, and
Sundial wanted to touch it.
he's about to put it away, and you're like,
"Can I touch it?"
Is it gonna harm him, or do we not know? Is this
He
all
just-
like this is all like
I look
unknown?
at Zog. I'm like,
right?
he just touched it with his bare hand.
You're not the same species as him.
he so listen,
Hey, that's
listen,
racist. I'm
listen.
kidding.
he hands the barrel over, and as soon as Zog says, is this dangerous?" Mike says, "I don't know. And frankly, I find that to be the best part." And he hands the barrel over to Sundial, and you look inside.
Who's still on my shoulder, right? To be fair.
I mean,
Okay.
I hopped down.
Oh, all right.
You're I imagine you standing on the edge of the table at this point.
Yeah. I've jumped to the table.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
He hands
Just a little guy.
He hands
Just a little
you
guy.
the barrel, and the barrel sits at about your neck height. If you're just the little guy.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of look inside, and inside is just this. It's just filled with. It's like looking inside of what your cloak, the surface of your cloak looks like. It's like you're looking into a pile of stars.
I'm gonna touch it.
You dip your little handsy down inside, and you fall unconscious on the table. You
Quickly, everybody, scoop me into
you
a
kind of you kind of begin to just
Oh,
Pool-
he's spreading.
pull around, but you stop. You kind of stop in a little puck-shaped disc sitting on the table with the pseudopod still attached. I need everybody except Sundial to remove their headphones. And I'll get to the interaction after it later.
Just give us a thumbs up.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sundial.
Yes.
You immediately have a coursing vision back to the inside of a tavern with music playing. You look around and you see a bunch of different kinds of people. You see people that look like yourself. You see people that look like Mike. You see people that appear in the form of walking crystals, like crystalline beings.
Okay.
You see elves, like young elves, not very aged, wise elves.
Hot ones.
Hot elves, yes.
Kidding. No.
And you hear the sound of a voice. Trying to think of what to say. I can't think of it. You kind of feel a tap on what would be your shoulder. And you're just like, were you thinking about going to the party later? I hear it's going to be a fine showing. And you look over and you see what appears to be a tiefling. But he doesn't have horns. He has he has what appears to be a halo of energy around, floating above his head, in the shape of in a circular shape, just like, and you see a little mote orbiting inside of that halo of energy.
Okay.
And instinctively, without your input, a voice emanates from your being.
So, yeah.
It says, "Absolutely. I think it would be a lovely time. I just have to make sure the kids are asleep." And this being responds to you and says, "Oh, all right. Make it quick. The festivities are supposed to start at sundown." And you are instantly thrust from the tavern to walking along a path. And you kind of look around and you see more people walking. Pairs of individuals, and this illustrious white and gold city. It seems as if everything is made of the finest, like, the finest marble and gold insets. And you hear, off in the distance, you hear the sound of the wind picking up. And you look over, and up in the sky, the clouds part, and you see a giant fucking rock hurtling towards the surface. Instinctively, you duck into a drain on the side of the road, and you kind of like feel the squelch, the wiggliness of your body just filling up every crack and ooze of a pipe that you secrete yourself down into. You feel yourself hurtling downwards. As the light disappears, so does the feeling. And as the feeling disappears, you return to the lab. Rhys, are you good too? There he goes. A moment later, Sundial wakes up.
Like, how long? Like, just like a quick, he was down
5
and
seconds.
back up? Okay.
Everybody roll initiative. I'm kidding.
Oh no.
No. All right.
And Mike looks at you and says, "Well, what happened?" And that's where we're going to end the session tonight.
Oh, God.
So,
Well,
thank you all so much for watching this episode of The In-Quy'zz-ition. We'll pick up with Sundial's answer to that question next time, which should be the weekend of July 7th.
Yes.
I can't tell anyone? God.
Not in the context of the game.
I don't like this.
I hope you have a way to remember what you saw. Because next time, we'll dig even deeper into it. Yeah.
God damn it.
This is the only way I could ensure that none of you fuckers would take notes and ask about it next time without Sundial's input.
I'm making notes right now.
Am I bad at, do I metagame a lot?
No.
Okay, I'm about to say I try
really.
not to.
Not really. I just really especially didn't want this one to be even the thought of it being metagameable.
It's hard to metagame when I'm just kind of stupid.
Yeah, it's hard to metagame when I'm just not there. Oh, man. So thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, your adventure matters. Roll for your initiative.
Bye-bye.
Bye!